What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. It has been some time since I've made a hockey video. If you've been wondering where I am, or even if you haven't been wondering where I am, I appreciate your ongoing support, but I definitely needed some time away from making YouTube videos constantly all the time because I do have other channels, and it was getting to me, and I was also dealing with, some personal issues myself, so I needed to make sure I dealt with those. And I just want to thank you guys so much for being here and supporting me, even when I'm not making videos. More is coming, and this type of stuff gets me intrigued to make more videos, and I definitely have a ton of ideas that I want to go forward with. Now, what I wanted to talk about today, of course, is the trade between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Kapanen has been traded. Now, the dominoes were going to start to fall. We all knew that the Leafs needed to make changes, and Kapanen probably had the most value. Now, I'm sure you guys have a ton of questions, and usually I do like the trade rumors and trade video type of stuff, so if you have a bunch of questions, please leave them down below so I can make videos on them. But this trade is significant because Kapanen definitely was one of the bigger name players going into this offseason that the Leafs were considering moving on from. And I mean, it had to happen. I definitely like Kapanen, but the deal needed to happen, and I thank him for his time in Toronto. So the full trade here is the Maple Leafs have acquired the Penguins' first-round selection in the 2020 draft, which is 15th overall in a top-heavy, really exciting draft. It's going to be a lot of fun to see if the Leafs use that pick or if they trade it in the offseason. We will get to that in another video. Evan Rodriguez, who is probably going to be a good depth forward for the Leafs if they do choose to negotiate a contract with him. They also have Filip Hallander, which he's a really good prospect. I need to do more work on him. And when I say really good, I'm not saying he's going to be, a top line or even a second line player. He's probably going to be a pretty good third line player in the NHL in the next couple of years, so that should be exciting. And then defenseman David Warsofsky, which he's probably going to end up with the Marlies. In exchange for Kapanen, of course, Pontus Aberg, who is with the Marlies as well, and Jesper Lindgren, who was also not playing with the Toronto Maple Leafs, but a pretty decent prospect. Now, I do have up on the screen currently the press release basically talking about what both teams acquired today, and I just told you guys that, of course. I just wanted to get the official tweet just in case there was some other parts of the deal that I might have missed, but it's all up there on the screen as well for you guys. So Rodriguez, like it says there, 72 points in 199 career NHL games with Pittsburgh and the Buffalo Sabres. He's a Toronto native, which is pretty cool. 9 points in 38 games with Buffalo last season. And obviously, he made his move. He was a player that was traded, so that's why the numbers are split up. Then Hallander is a guy, or Hallander, however you specifically want to pronounce it. There's been talk of him being a really good prospect, and then there's also been people being like, oh, he's a decent prospect. So you're gonna have to decide whether or not. Oh, I think my mic is hot. Hopefully it's not too hot here. But anyways, you guys, you can make up your own mind on whether or not you feel like he's gonna be really good. You can read into it, but I think he's gonna be very good in terms of being a really good depth player. He's 20 years old, 35 points, 12 goals, and 23 assists in 2 SHL seasons with Luleå HF. Hopefully I'm not saying that incorrectly. And Timra IK or EK. Again, it's probably IK. He played for Sweden at the 2019 IIHF World Junior Championship and missed the 2020 tournament due to injury. He was selected in the second round, 58th overall in the 2018 NHL draft. So, like I said, there's people saying he's going to be really good. There's some people saying he's going to be a decent NHL player. Either way, I'm excited to see his progress. And then, obviously, Warsofsky, 30, he's going to be in the American Hockey League. But Kapanen was a good hockey player for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He had his up and down moments in the lineup, but in terms of trade value, Kapanen was the guy that the Leafs needed to move on from. And again, it's tough to see because I do like the guy. I've met him a couple times. Super nice guy. But again, you have to separate your feelings towards a player in terms of how much you like them as a person and like watching them play versus just in terms of trade value and what you can get back for them. And I think Kyle Dubas recognized that the market or certain GMs had him valued quite high. It was said that Dubas was going into trade talks asking for a first-round pick and an additional piece, probably a prospect. and he got more than that. He got a player that can play in the lineup now in Rodriguez. He got Hallander, which is the prospect that he wanted, and he also got that first round selection. Imagine if he got the first overall. That'll never happen. But the Penguins overpaid for Kapanen, and I've seen some Penguins fans saying that this was almost like a move of desperation in terms of, okay, well, we want to get better, we need speed, we need a guy that can play in this lineup and move up and down the lineup, kill penalties. Sure, Kapanen checks a lot of those boxes, but there's also a long stretch of games during the season where Kapanen doesn't do anything. And in terms of, putting up points, which is kind of important, he kind of looks lost sometimes when he's, put into the top 6 in a lineup, which, I think Pittsburgh would want to try him there. And I hope it works out. I definitely think he's a skilled player in terms of speed. He can kill penalties. He can do a little bit of everything. But I think Kapanen doesn't have the top line or second line in him. I think he's a solid third line player. He's gritty. He can hit. He drops the gloves every once in a while, as we've seen this past season. And again, I'm going to miss him, but the Pittsburgh Penguins overpaid for him. That first round selection for the Leafs is huge. They can decide to keep that pick and go towards the NHL draft and use it, because this draft again is going to be pretty top heavy in the first round, so they could use it. Or if Dubas said if they need immediate help, they can go and turn that pick around into a trade, which, depending on what Dubas sees out there, and probably around the draft time, we're going to see more of that pick up, which is a bit away from now. But everything's going to be happening so fast due to, the coronavirus and everything. So I don't know what we're going to get out of that, but that first round pick is going to be huge. So Kapanen gave the Leafs a ton of value back. They got value for him. Now we have to see if Andreas Johnsson might be next, or an Alex Kerfoot will be next, or maybe they package together a guy like Dermott and somebody else to go after a bigger name defenseman. But if you're looking at this trade and thinking, man, what are the Leafs doing? You have to understand that Kapanen's value was very good for the Leafs to go out there and make this deal. And I know some people are like, okay, now trade Nylander, trade Marner, see what we can get for those guys. No, it's not about that. It's Dubas trying to see if he can use the bottom of his lineup to clear out cap space, to bring in better named players, to bring in that defenseman that everybody wants. And, bring in guys like Rodriguez, who can be a defensive style of forward in that bottom 6, and play, with guys like possibly Pierre Engvall, maybe with a Kerfoot if he sticks around, maybe a Jason Spezza, Barabanov that they got from the KHL. A lot of people are forgetting about that move. Maybe, they mix around those guys. You still have Korshkov with the Marlies that has shown some light. He scored a goal when he got called up with the Leafs, and he can make some physical plays as well. So you have to see what's going to stick. You have to see if you can move around those pieces. And I think that the Leafs definitely won this trade. I know a lot of people are on Jim Rutherford right now for making this deal. But again, I have to tell Leaf fans, trust the process. I know it's been long. I know it sucks. And as a Leaf fan, this year hurt. These playoffs definitely hurt. But I want to give you guys my thoughts and opinions as the days go on, because I've been holding it in for months now. And I want to talk about literally everything to do with the Leafs and with the NHL, and give my opinion on trade rumors and other stuff like that. And this definitely was like one of those wake-up calls for me today. I'm like, damn, I really got to talk about this. I got to talk about what the Leafs are going to be doing next, because I have so many ideas. We're, going to talk about Pietrangelo. We're going to talk about the Calgary Flames with Johnny Gaudreau. The Montreal Canadiens, they took a step this year, whether or not they should make a big move. Are the Penguins done making moves? Apparently they're not. Are the Leafs done making moves? Apparently they're not. There's a ton of stuff to talk about. So if you are a Leaf fan, if you are a hockey fan in general, make sure to check out some of my older content. I don't have stuff that's just based off of what's happening then and there. I make, ranking videos and cool stuff like that. But I also want you to recommend more down below, and subscribe if you're new. And again, especially if you are a Leaf fan, I'm more dedicated to a lot more Leaf content. But I used to do NHL trade rumors every single day. Maybe I'll get back to that, because it was a lot of fun, and I really loved talking about trade rumors every single day, because you never know, if stuff happens, you go, oh yeah, I was talking about that the other day, and I gave my opinion, and I kind of got the trade right. So I want to do more stuff like that going forward. I want to talk to you guys, and hopefully, you guys have enjoyed this video. So if you are new, make sure to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. join the Andrew Piluk hockey team here and hit that like button as well. I do appreciate all of you guys for watching. I love and appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for sticking around. And hopefully I didn't talk too much because I do that quite often. But hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.